Okay, now we're going to look again at one point perspective, but this time I want us to focus on more complex shapes and maybe more organic looking irregular type shapes. So I'm going to start off with here is basically an irregular form here. Now again, it's the same process we're going to use here. It's a vanishing point, horizon line. Now it's the same sort of idea here. You need to look at the edges of the shape and draw lines which converge at the vanishing point. Again, using the ruler, draw your construction lines. Any edge, obviously, just have a look at it, see if it's exposed and you can see it, and if it is, just join it with that shape. Okay, now the idea now basically is to follow those lines. One here. I'm using a mechanical pencil to draw this time, just to show you. Okay, so obviously a few of these lines are a little bit too dark, so I'll just make them less harsh. Right, so what we're going to focus on now is just adding more definite lines, just to emphasize the form of the object. Sure we've got that right. Right, so what I'm going to focus on now is adding tone to this drawing. I'm going to focus on the shapes here, just adding shadows, just to make it appear a little bit more three-dimensional. Considering where the light source is coming from. So, for example, if we have a light source here, we're going to have shadows here. I'm using HB to create, first of all, tone and value. Just graduating those shadows and blending them, keeping the pencil on the paper, applying a consistent amount of pressure to create the shadows. Smooth graduated blending for this type of rendering. Obviously, parts of the form which are in shadow will need to be darker, such as this area here, right at the bottom. And this will give you the illusion of a three-dimensional shape and a three-dimensional object in space. Now you can try this technique or this method of drawing with many different types of creative ideas, such as maybe drawing your name. Optical illusions is another very popular one at the moment, where people are drawing different types of shapes and making them appear to look three-dimensional with their smartphones when drawing them. So there's lots of different types of creative ideas that you can use once you get the hang of drawing using perspective. Now obviously this is the simplest form. In my next video I'm going to show you how to draw using 2-point perspective, which is a little bit more difficult, but again has the potential to produce quite interesting types of drawings. So again, just focusing here on the graduated shadows. Obviously these types of areas now are a little bit more exposed to the light source, which is coming from the right hand side, so it's going to be a little bit lighter here. Just taking the pressure off the pencil. Working on those mid-tonal shadows here, just rendering them, adding value. Trying to make this object appear three-dimensional, or this form should I say. Now obviously learning to draw using perspective is a really good way to create three-dimensional drawings, design drawings, product design ideas. So it's a really good way to create ideas using drawing. It's a skill that is really sort of worth learning if you haven't tried it before. Practicing, and I find it a lot of fun really. Again, just adding the shadows at the edge, mid-tonal shadows to highlight. Now if you want, obviously you can use slightly darker pencil. Just emphasize your shadows just a little bit more if you need to. Using B. I'm using my 2B pencil. It's probably the best pencil for shadows. Graduating those darker shadows just to give a slightly more deeper shading. hopefully what this does, it just really makes sure shadows have much more of an impact. Just adding those deeper areas of value to your drawing. See here. Now obviously all this area here could have just a very light shadow. So it's not plain white. Using the side of the pencil is a good idea here. Always making sure you stay within the shapes. You can also use a blending stick at this stage if you want your blending to appear smooth, which I do. Just coming back just to emphasize those shadows at the end.